Hello, everybody. This is Storm. We are back for our week 2 match of season 2 of the SADL. We're in the Legacy Division, as a lot of you have probably already figured out or know from watching my previous videos. Our week 2 match is against Phil, coach of the Wiltshire Wartortles, one of our council members, and overall, pretty cool dude. I played him last season very early. So I don't have the most experience with him, just because he's kind of quiet. I haven't really talked to him about like team building and stuff before. I know he's a pretty solid player. He has a pretty solid team as well. I like his team a lot. Um, just real quick, just break down the team I'm bringing today, and just kind of talk about that. Um, our first mon probably going to come every week just because of how good of a mon it is. We have our Iron Valiant. This time we're running a choice spec set, and that's really just because of how good Moonblast spam is into Phil's team. He only really has two very good switch-ins to it, primarily Registeel and Nidoqueen. Ogerpon Hearthflame can take it decently well, but it's not going to switch into it a bunch of times. So just being able to just hit blast over and over again is going to be so good into Phil's team. Aura Spear obviously helps us hit that Registeel for super effective damage. Shadow Ball, just in case we want to hit Tapu Lele a little bit harder. It's not really like, Moonblast is still going to do a ton of damage. Obviously, we get the special attack drop, but just in case we want to, like I said, just do a little bit more damage. We'll use that Shadow Ball. And then Psychic's primarily there to abuse the Psychic terrain that Phil's team can bring. And just use that maybe as like a solid neutral damage. Also hits Nidoqueen pretty hard before it Terras. So that's the set we're running. Where you see we're having a court drive. We're bringing terrain again. This will be a terrain battle. I definitely wanted to bring terrain because I knew I didn't want Phil to have free reign. Like I didn't want his terrain just to be everywhere. So we brought our Pincurchin again with the Electric Surge and the Terrain Extender. Low key thinking about dropping the Terrain Extender for another item, but I do want it out there just in case we get rid of Lele. I want that terrain up as much as possible for Valiant. Being able to get that specs and court drive boost in the end of the match just to kind of finish off the game would be very, very crucial. Um, as far as Pincurchin set, we're running Rising Voltage again. Just using that in the terrain as much as possible, just trying to get big damage off. We're rocking our spikes, get a lot of chip. Phil's team, I want to be able to chip down that Registeel as much as possible, limit it. And then, obviously, Rotom being immune does suck, but it's not the end of the world. We're packing our Recover as well so we can stay nice and healthy. And we're actually running Electric Terrain as our fourth move. I was undecided between this and Thunder Wave. Really thought about bringing Thunder Wave just to slow down things like Ogerpon, which can be dangerous and make it easier for me to revenge kill them. But I'm bringing Terrain just mainly, if Lele comes in, I don't have to switch Pincurchin out and bring it back in to get my own terrain up. So being able to do that is really nice and just puts Phil in a tough spot, constantly having to bring Lele back in. And if we get hazards up, it's going to be a nightmare for us. So just being able to constantly chip down Lele potentially and also just be able to control terrain at all times is really, really nice. It's kind of the goal of that last move there. And we're fully physically defensive, mainly just so we can eat hits from stuff like Mega Gallade as much as possible. Um, that's mainly it. I didn't feel like we needed the special defense on Pincurchin this week. We're going to the physically defensive set. And then our next member is Fortress, coming off the bench. Our one of the newer member we're bringing this week. Um, Running a leftover set. Fortress is just really good into Phil's team overall. Basically, if you're not Ogerpon, you're not dealing a bunch of damage to Fortress. Ogerpon's like his only fire type. He can also have Nidoqueen with Flamethrower. Um, but yeah, Lele, sponging off hits from Lele, eating some hits from Hoopa here and there. It's going to be able to be bulky enough to really take a few hits from Zygarde and Mega Gallade if they come. So overall, just a very bulky Pokemon, has a good resistance to my opponent's team. We're rocking like a split defensive set, a little bit of special bulk just so we can sponge those special hits a little easier, and then a little bit into the physical side so that way we can obviously handle those threats as well. Pretty simple set here. Gyro Ball just does a bunch of damage. Hits Mega Gallade, Tapu Lele really hard. Even does a decent chunk of damage to something like Koopa Unbound. Actually, what we're going to do, I think we're going to make ourselves... Yeah, actually, I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to make ourselves slow as possible. Give us a negative speed nature. I didn't think about that. Let's just do that right now. What is that? Jolly. That's a good Relax. There we go. That's what it is. Or no, we don't want to be relaxed. We want to be. Hold on. Sassy. I didn't know Sassy was the name. That's very. So we're just gonna make ourselves slow as possible. Obviously, it's not that big of a deal, but slower the better. Get as much damage from Gyro Ball as we can. Rapid Spin. This is gonna be our main hazard removal this week. I know Phil's team doesn't have like a crazy hazard team. He has a few spike setters. Nido Queen is like mainly his big form of hazards. A little bit of rocks. My team isn't super weak to hazards anyway, so I'm not too concerned. But Rapid Spin obviously get hazards off. Phil doesn't have great like spin blockers, mainly Drift Blim. Stealth rocks, so that way we do have rocks on the field. Mainly, this is really going to hit the Rotom Wash, but also Ogre Pond, since Ogre Pond can't wear boots, so we're always getting chip on Ogre Pond if it comes in while we have hazards up. And then Volt Switch in the last slot, just to give us a little bit of momentum, help us kind of stay ahead of the game if we need to. Um, Unfortunately, Sturdy doesn't do anything with Ogre Pond because of Mold Breaker. I really wish I could kind of use this to help beat Ogre Pond. I'm a little scared of Ogre Pond. Not the most scared, because I know Ogre Pond can't run all the moves it wants to be able to beat me. Like for example, if it brings Play Rough, uh, in case of Altaria, then it's either dropping like Grass move or Stomping Tantrum, or it probably doesn't have Swords Dance or Trailblaze. We don't know what the set is, but I'm a little bit scared of it, but I think we can do pretty well. Next up, we have returning our season 1 MVP, personally for my team, Primarina. We drafted it. We didn't bring it last week mainly because I knew with Terrain plus Raikou and Serena very likely to come last week, I didn't feel like Primarina was going to get a lot done. I feel like I was better with the tools I had. This week, I decided to bring Primarina just because of how much of a heavy uh, special assault that my opponent has, mainly from the Hoopa and the Tapu Lele, and Rotom Wash as well. We're rocking the assault vest set here. Um, this is a classic set for us. We brought it a lot. We have the Moon Blast, main fairy damage. Fairy spam's just really good in the Phil's team. I already said that. So we're just packing that. We have Psychic Noise here as well with the Liquid Voice. So this is our Water Stab, mainly just to kind of chip things down, limit as much recovery as possible from things like leftovers, possible pain splits. Phil doesn't have like a lot of recovery on his team, but we're just going to limit as much of it as possible. Draining Kiss for our own recovery. We love that Draining Kiss, keeping us nice and healthy. Feels good to get a Draining Kiss off on a switch onto something and just, heal up a decent chunk, or live something that your opponent doesn't expect you to live and heal up. And then flip turn for our momentum. We have a little spread here. This just makes us faster than min speed Nido Queen. I kind of thought about just making this fully bulky, but I was like, hey, a little bit of speed creep never helped anybody. We have max special defense with the assault vest, obviously keeping us very, very bulky, and then the rest thrown into HP. So pretty straightforward set here. It's going to do what it's going to do. It's going to be our big special sponge as well. Then we have our Chinchino coming in a return. I think Chinchino is going to come a lot this season. It's a very, very good Pokemon. Its move set is just so good that it's worth bringing a lot of the time. And we're rocking a very basic set like we did last week, just a loaded dice technician set with our Tail Slap, our Terra Blast, and our Rock Blast. Let me change our Terra type real quick. This is supposed to be, I believe, I think this was supposed to be Terra. I'm trying to remember what I decided I was going to bring. I think it was Terra Fighting. Yeah, it was Terra Fighting just to help with a potential Miltank and Registeel. Tail Slap plus Rock Blast hits the rest of Phil's team extremely hard, especially after a tidy up. So just simple set with the Terra Fighting, Terra Blast just to hit the checks a little harder, so that way we can sweep late game. And then in our last slot, another member new to this, new coming off the bench is our Glamora, rocking a Choice Scarf set here with Corrosion. This is just going to be a last second check to some of my potentially slower Pokemon that if Phil doesn't, bring Scarf Mons, a Scarf Sludge Wave for things like Tapu Lele or Ogre Pond, or actually, well, Power Gym hits, Power Gym or Sludge Wave, they both hit very hard. Um, Dazzling Gleam can hit Psydog and Hoopa, as well as Mega Gallade. So really good coverage this Pokemon brings. And then we have a Toxic in the last slot. This is just to kind of predict the switch. We're not going to do any damage to, say, like Registeel or Nidoqueen if they switch in, because they actually reduce all of our moves because we're not packing Earth Power, which I think I like Dazzling Gleam more. You know what? I didn't even think about this. I feel like it's a trade, right? You lack being able to hit because Zygarde's going to resist both Sludge Wave and Power Gem as well. Mega Glade can be hit by Sludge Wave. Huh. I don't know. I guess it's 50-50. But you know what? I'm just going to keep the Dazzling Gleam there because my original idea was to bring this with Corrosion, Toxic. This is just the Poison, Nidoqueen, and Registeel. You know, potential like Terra Poison or Terra Steel Drifblim. Uh, just a little bit of tech there to catch them on the switch. And it's kind of like a risk-free thing because, you know, you can always Toxic, you know, say a Earth Power into like Rotom Wash. Cool, that sucks. Well, now I just Toxic into Rotom Wash. So that gives me more value out of that play. So it kind of helps reduce. And I wanted to bring something with Toxic just to wear down some of my opponent's Pokemon. He does, like I said, he doesn't have reliable recovery. So that Toxic chip just goes a long way on some of his bulkier Pokemon. So that is the team that we are bringing against Phil this week. Um, Definitely, I feel a little less nervous than I did last week. Last week I was so rusty and was just kind of like getting the, you know, working myself out. So now I'm a little bit more confident, but Phil obviously has a really tough team. Like I said, I'm really scared of that Ogre Pond, and just Psychic Terrain spam can be very annoying, especially with how powerful Lele is. Hoop Unbound there as well. Definitely has a very threatening team, and we don't have like very good options as far as like. We have two steel types. I didn't bring Scissor though because obviously Psychic Terrain is going to hurt its Bullet Punch. So we are limited because we don't have a dark type or anything like that. Not that that would matter extremely. Don't matter too much with both Gallade and Lele. But yeah, so like expanding force spam can be very annoying for our team to deal with. We'll try to deal with it the best we can though. So yeah, that's our team. I will see you guys in the battle. All right, so we're into the battle. I see Pip's team. Honestly, this is kind of what I expected from him. Honestly, pretty much these four I felt like were coming. Felt it was really strong that Rotom Wash would come, and either Registeel or Nidoqueen or potentially both would come. So this is kind of the team I expected. As far as my lead, I'm not quite sure what to lead with. I kind of want to lead Glamora and see if I can get free damage on something. See if I force something out or not. Um, hmm. And I feel like he might lead Rotom. So if he leads Rotom, I don't actually have a good lead into Rotom. I guess my best lead would probably be Pincurchin. Actually, I'm gonna lead Pincurchin just in case he leads with Lele. Yeah, my terrain. I feel like Pincurchin is the best lead. The only problem with Pincurchin lead is Ogre Pond. And I feel like Glamora. Uh, I don't think the thing is I don't think Glamora leads and kills anything except for Ogre Pond. So we're just gonna lead with Pincurchin. I think Pincurchin's our best lead here. I am recording in my living room, by the way, so if you do hear some noises from outside, that's why. So he leads the Ogre Pond. Very unfortunate lead. Um, hmm. If he's stomping tantrums right away, that's like absolutely terrible for us. And I don't. Shit. Hmm. I want him to because I want him to SD and then just get in Glamora and just do a bunch of damage to this. If he's stomping tantrums right away, I doubt he does. If he's stomping tantrums right away, it's a great play by him. Yeah, okay, Ivy Cudgel, that's cool. I'm gonna Sludge Wave. If he goes right out into Registeel, I know the whole reason. Uh, I know the whole reason I brought this. Actually, let me see. Because the last thing I want to do is get no damage off. Let me see what OU lead OU. Oh, that's and another set I'm looking at. Ogre Pond. Judging by the damage, he's probably fully offensive. Uh, to do Hearth Flame, although it doesn't really matter. Sludge Wave kills. How much does Power Gem do? Power Gem can kill. All right, find my player is always just a sludge wave, and we got a kill, and we killed the ogre pond right off. Okay, attack what's in front of you. Attack what's in front of you. That's the name of the game. So kind of a risky switch because I expected maybe we'd see a stomping tantrum early. I feel like if he had stomping tantrum, I don't know if he did, he might have went for like Woodhammer there. If he had stomping tantrum, his play should have always been a stomping tantrum. It does the same damage as Ivy Cudgel, and it would have killed Glamora on the switch. But he Ivy Cudgels into the Glim. That gives us just the free Sledge Wave to kill the Ogre Pond. Don't overthink it. Just attack what's in front of you. If you went Registeel, that's cool. I have ways to do, Registeel's not the end of the world for me. So, yeah, just kill what's in front of me. He's probably going to go Registeel here or maybe go out into Rotom. Either way, we'll see. Corrosion should 100% let you use poison moves on steel types. And like, people might think that's broken, but like, you have to think there's Scrappy exists. Mold Breaker literally lets you use any ability on any Pokemon. So I don't think Corrosion will be broken if it lets you use poison type moves on steel types. I mean, obviously being able to toxic them is pretty good value as well, but I feel like it should always be able to do that. Yep. So here we go. The Registeel comes out. We'll just go Phalanx, even though the Ogre Pond is dead. See the Iron Head come out, does nothing. I'm still gonna get up my rocks because I want to be able to chip down the Pokemon he has. He does not have good recovery. I mean, I think like his roster had decent recovery, but right now his only form of recovery is this Rotom. So I'm gonna get up my rocks so we can start chipping down his Pokemon. So yeah, team's working as intended. Um, what we want to do. Oh shit! I just actually clicked on. Sorry for the Discord flashbang. I accidentally clicked on my Discord. Just kind of waiting. Waiting for Phil to make his decisions. Gallade comes out. That's cool. Does Gallade learn Fire Punch? Okay, it can learn Fire Punch. Okay, so this Gallade probably has Fire Punch. Um, I'm just going to go. Huh. I don't know. Psychic Terrain's not up, so Primarina should be able to eat this very well. It's not going to be a Psychic Terrain, but it might have a Leaf Blade. I feel like he's just 100% showing up. Do I let Phalanx go down this early? I'm gonna Volt Switch. On the off chance that if he stays in here and he clicks Swords Dance, being greedy. Yep, we just Volt Switch out. And I imagine we're gonna run the calc real quick. I imagine Iron Valiant's Moonblast kills this thing. We'll do OU Calm Mind. Put you at +1. We're not gonna overread. We're just gonna make the smart plays. No, we are. We're doing it with Mega Gallade, bro. Oh yeah, Moonblast super kills this thing. Cool. I have better Mega Gallade. So yeah, we're just gonna click Moonblast here. Even if he switches into Registeel, I don't care. It's just gonna chip it down. It's at full health, so don't care. We're just gonna click the Moonblast here. No need to predict why you're ahead. I already made the gutsy play kind of early, so we're just gonna play to what I have in front of me. We've already kind of taken advantage of the fact that he now I would say he over predicted. I think he either figured me to switch or just try to get damage off. I mean, honestly, probably just staying in there and gyroballing might have been the better play just to get guaranteed damage on the Gallade, but it's whatever. Um, yep. So he goes Registeel. That's perfectly fine. Just do a little bit of chip there. Does reveal that it is leftovers. We of course have to switch out. I think I'm just going to switch back into Phalanx. Just because I want that momentum. He doesn't have He doesn't have an immunity to Volt Switch, so this will just give me good momentum to reposition Pincurchin back in to get terrain up. If he makes a hard switch here to kind of counter that, that's cool. I don't really care what he goes into because nothing he has besides like Mega Gallade Fire, and it might not have Fire Punch. It might just be close combat, which is cool. So yeah, we go Fori. He goes Rotom Wash. I wonder if we'll see a Will-O-Wisp this turn. I'm gonna click Volt Switch. He might defog. Okay, he Volt Switches. Cool. We have the slower Volt Switch, which is what you always want. He goes into the Gallade. That's fine. I am faster than this Gallade. I'm gonna go Imperium here, just because I know I'm still faster than Gallade, even outside of terrain. Yeah. If he like Shadow Sneaks or whatever, doesn't matter. Quick Moonblast again. It's free. If he goes Registeel, we just play the game over and over again. I benefit from it because I have hazards up. Ooh, okay, is this? Okay, it didn't take. It says taking damage, so it's not boots. That took that very well though. Rotom Wash. Let's just say it's. I don't know. Oh, this thing is AV. Hold on, this has to be AV. The thing is AV. Yeah, okay, this has to be AI. Seeing that Moonblast damage, yeah, this thing has to be AV. Let's see. Let's try max special defense with Assault Vest. Assault Vest is such a good item. I love it. Like I feel like you could just slap it on any Pokemon. Don't even have to like throw. Oh wait, well, I'm changing its ability. Um, don't even have to be like. We're +1. We're not in terrain, right? Oh, wait, that's with Court Drive. Hold on. Court Drive inactive. Yeah, okay, so that was like an app. That's like a almost mineral. I'm clicking Moonblast again. Yep, kills. Okay. So ran my calc, it kills for sure. I like the AV to be honest. Just too bad it got chipped by rocks twice. So he has no removal. That honestly, that's not good prep by him. Having no removal when you have this Ogerpon on your team is not very good. So yeah, that's not good on his behalf. These rocks are staying up. They're chipping down everything, which is cool. It's how I want it. We see the Hoopa come out. So if this is Scarf Hoopa, it probably kills us. I imagine it does. Hoopa Unbound, Scarf. Zen Headbutt definitely kills. So something tells me Psychic Move will kill for like Psychic Special Move. Uh, Surprise, like the Assault Vest. Assault Vest runs Psychic. Psychic Noise, yeah, okay, yeah, it just kills me because it's Hoopa. We'll just go. We'll just go Primarina. If he's bluffing the Scarf, I mean, this could be Assault Vest as well, for all I know. We see the Dark Pulse come out. What? He should always click Psychic Move there. Yeah, he should always click Psychic Move there. I'm gonna Draining Kiss because if he goes Registeel, we get just a tiny bit of recovery off of it, and then we can always Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be greedy here. I'm going to Psychic Noise. Eh, I don't know. I feel like I mean I have very good control of this game. Unfortunately for Phil, I've kind of completely taken the driver's seat. I feel like psychic noising just to give chip on this thing. See what move it goes for, and then flip turning on the next turn. I think that might be the play. And then if I psychic noise something that switches in, that's just more chip. So yeah, unfortunately, no removal into the what the? Why can't you scroll over here? That's weird. I've never noticed that. Is that wow? Um, Yeah, so psychic noise into it did decent damage. It's heal block. Thunderwave. That's the worst case scenario there. But this gives us a slow flip turn though. See how much damage he does. That unfortunately is the worst case scenario. Is that Thunderwave coming out and missing? I would rather him just Iron Head me there. But we get a little bit more chip on the Registeel. Just anything to chip it down, and we took away a turn of leftovers recovery. Worst thing that can happen here is actually he could try to paraflinch me pretty hard. Um, hmm. I'm gonna flip turn anyways. Okay, cool. Yeah, because we flip turn into the Lele, and yep, gives me the turn that I want there. Don't know if this Lele is Scarf. Specs Lele is actually the scariest Lele for us to deal with. I really don't want to deal with that thing. Um, I'm gonna get on my spikes here. Let me see how much Specs Lele like not in terrain does. Let's just say it's Specs. We have Max Spadef Pincurchin. Or not Max Spadef. OU Terrain Setter. Okay, yeah, okay. Moonblast like actually kills us. So we're going phalanx here. I want to get some spikes up. But I'm fine with keeping rocks up. Don't get too greedy. Kind of take what you have. Last thing I want to do is be put in a situation where potential Scarf Lele probably won't sweep us, but it's going to be annoying for us to deal with. I'm going to switch in Fury because if he switches, it gives us recovery. See what move it goes for. Oh, we see a Nature's Madness quirky. Yeah, we got a little quirky set right here. I'm gyro balling. I'm gyro balling because the last thing I want if I'm gonna take damage from this, because so if he goes Registeel, I'm not too worried about it. Um, if I gyro ball, I definitely get huge damage on. Probably kill one of these. If I gyro ball here, I either kill one of these three or Registeel comes in. I just volt switch the turn after. So the Nature's Madness tech's pretty cool. I wonder what this set is. It's I don't know. Yeah, we probably kill this with a gyro ball. Oh, we don't, unfortunately. And I'm just volt switching here. Yeah, volt switching here. I'll take some big chip. I actually thought that would kill. That's kind of crazy. That I mean, it's not super effective. Oh, we see a Zen headbutt. Is he trying to flinch me? Yep, and that does kill. Um, go Imperium here. Um, I want to see how much damage Shadow Ball. Something tells me that this thing is not. If it's Nature's Madness, it could be AV. Um, it could also be Terrain Extender. I wonder if the Nature's Madness is just for Phalanx. I'm very curious. I don't want to risk Psychic Move coming out. He brought it out. He could just brought it out to remove the terrain. Um, which I mean, obviously that does two things for him. Let's see. We have our +1 Val inactive. So Moonblast kills. Do I risk this though? I feel like it's not a throw. It would suck to lose, and it would suck to lose Valiant, but I feel like it's not a throw to click. Okay, cool. And we go for like the neutral option too. So this might be able to won't 2-hit KO, so we're going to switch out. We're going to go Phalanx, their safest play. Um, Actually, that's a lie. I should have went Pincurchin. As I said that, I was like, I should have went Pincurchin. We're going to Volt Switch here, though. Um, yeah, my play there was to always go Pincurchin. That was actually a bullshit, like, lie for me there. Uh, Fortunately, can't get the kill. Um, yeah, it sucks for him. Going to this guy. Um, Start getting us some spikes. If I can preserve a 6-0 here, unfortunately for Phil, just not a great game for him. If I can preserve a 6-0 here, that would be phenomenal. Ooh, so close to killing. So close to killing. We're gonna go Prim. I want to see if this thing is specs. We see a Moonblast. That 100% should have been a. That did a lot as a crit though. That 100% should have been a psychic move. Flip turn. Side shock does a bunch. Ooh, okay, cool, cool tech. Unfortunately, I think I click Aura Sphere here. Got one. My goat. Nerve. Hoopa comes out, takes a bunch of damage, and I believe I can probably Moonblast clean up from here. Um, he's going to get another one. I mean, to be honest, I don't have the. He got rid of that. The Side Shock. That was a really cool set. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was a super cool set from the Lele. Um, right there. We're just gonna Rising Voltage. Just let him kill Pincurchins. That way we can just win with if Expanding Force might not kill. I'm just gonna Rising Voltage. It's just free damage. We have spikes up, so he can't like switch indefinitely on us. And either Valiant or Glabora is going to win. So Expanding Force does a bunch. Rising Voltage also does a bunch. So yeah, we're in the position now where Valiant can just win with Aura Sphere. So he does actually. We went from having a potential 6-0 to knocking out 3 mons. But that's just because we're playing safe to win the game. Um, so yeah, I think uh, Aura Sphere should kill this thing, even if it has Protect. Yep. So Valiant gets its kills here. GG. Yeah, I mean that was just great early call. Got rid of his biggest threats. Not the best prep by Phil, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Letting me get up a um letting me get up these hazards and not having removal, having to rely on Assault Vest Rotom for your removal just isn't the greatest. But Valiant comes in, does what it's supposed to do, just put pressure on my opponent. Um, Unfortunately, Primarina, I feel so bad. Primarina was our MVP. Now, to be fair, I think in the first like 3 matches of our season last year, Primarina didn't do a whole lot. It really showed out in the like mid to late season. Had a phenomenal game against like Yeehaw, like week 4, week 5. Had a great game in the playoffs as well. Um, so that's kind of what Prim has been up to. This match, I mean, it kind of did what it was supposed to do. It came in, ate some hits. The size shock Tapu, this Lele set was pretty cool. I expected it to be choiced in some way. It wasn't. I don't know what it had to have been terrain extender. I mean, I guess the same thing as me. Just bring the terrain extender so that way you can keep your terrain up. But obviously, I played around my Pincurchin, knew I had to keep it alive in order for Valiant to clean up. Ballsy play with the Glim, and then Chinchino never hit the field. So just played around my defensive checks the best way I could, and just let Valiant do what it had to do there. So I'm not to toot my own horn, honk honk. I think that was good positioning for me, just knowing what I needed to do to win against my opponent. Shout out to Phil though, great game. Unfortunately, he will drop to 0-2 on the season. I would like to see him bounce back. Phil, if you're watching this, man, reach out to me for some prep some weeks, man. This week would be a rough one because I am on a business trip, but man, just reach out to me, dude. We'll prep. I want to get you some dubs on the board. I don't mind helping any of my coaches. Coaches constantly message me. Mocks are a little hard for me to do because if I'm not prepping my match, then I'm doing other stuff related to the league. So trying to mock sometimes can be a little rough. It's much easier for me just to kind of look at your team or give you suggestions. But don't be afraid to ask the mock because I can schedule times for that. Um, but yeah, outside of that, great win for us. And we'll see you guys. I don't know my weekly reviews slash watch parties. I don't know how those are going to work. Because I'm not only going on a business trip next week, but tomorrow I'm actually leaving to go to the beach. So yeah, I'm gonna figure out how that's gonna work. I might just like, hey, just get somebody else to record it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But until then, guys, I appreciate it. Uh, Stopping by, checking out the video. Everybody have a great rest of y'all. A great Labor Day weekend, right? If you're in the U.S. and you celebrate Labor Day, I don't know if other countries celebrate Labor Day, but if you celebrate Labor Day, have a great 3-day weekend. If you have to work on Labor Day, I'm sorry. But see you guys whenever. Like I said, we will be doing some watch party game reviews. Don't know when they'll be coming out. It's a surprise. But until then, everybody, be safe, be good. See y'all later.